The day she stopped begging. In a quiet neighborhood in Houston, Texas, lived a woman named Camille Turner. Camille wasn't loud. She wasn't flashy. She was the kind of woman people overlooked, the one who held everything together while falling apart inside. She worked as a home health nurse, taking care of elderly patients during the day and coming home to a husband who barely looked at her anymore. Her husband, Raymond, used to adore her, but over the years his love turned into criticism. "You've let yourself go. You're too emotional. Why can't you be more like other women?" Camille tried harder, cooked better meals, smiled more, spoke less. She believed love was something you earned by shrinking. She was wrong. The woman he didn't see. Every morning at 5 a.m., Camille left the house quietly, her scrubs neatly pressed, her hair tied back. She spent her days caring for people who couldn't walk, couldn't remember their own names, couldn't feed themselves. She was gentle, patient, kind. Strangers thanked her more than her own husband ever did. At night, she would sit at the edge of the bed while Raymond scrolled through his phone, laughing at messages he never let her see. She felt invisible in her own marriage. But Camille had a secret dream she never told anyone. She loved baking. Not just casually, she was incredible at it. Cakes, pastries, desserts that looked like art. Baking was the only time she felt in control, creative, alive. Raymond used to say, "Baking is a hobby, not a future. Stop wasting time." So she baked in silence. The breaking point. One evening, Camille came home early and heard laughter in the living room, a woman's laughter. She walked in to find Raymond sitting a little too close to a woman she'd never seen before. He didn't look guilty. He looked annoyed. "You weren't supposed to be home yet," he said. That was the moment something inside Camille went still. No screaming, no crying, no begging. Just silence. The other woman grabbed her purse and left quickly. Raymond started talking fast, throwing excuses like broken glass. But Camille wasn't listening. She walked past him, went into the kitchen, and looked at the cake she had baked the night before, a beautiful caramel pecan cake she had made for him. She picked it up and dropped it straight into the trash. Not the cake, the effort. The first step without permission. That night, Camille didn't sleep. She didn't cry either. She opened her laptop and did something she had been too afraid to do for years. She created a social media page called Camille's Comfort Cakes. She posted pictures of her desserts, just photos, no big speech, no announcement. The next morning before work, she had 12 likes. By the end of the week, she had her first order, then another, then 5 in one weekend. She baked after work, exhausted but excited, flour on her cheeks, music playing softly, hope rising like dough in a warm kitchen. Raymond laughed when he noticed. "You think you're a businesswoman now." She didn't answer. For the first time, she didn't explain herself. When silence turns into strategy. Camille saved every dollar she earned from baking. She watched business videos while folding laundry. She learned about pricing, branding, marketing. 6 months later, she was making more from cakes on weekends than from nursing during the week. Her customers loved not just her desserts, but her warmth. Her story began spreading, a nurse with magic hands in the kitchen. Meanwhile, Raymond grew colder. Men like him don't like when the woman they ignored starts glowing without them. One night, he said the words he thought would break her. "If you leave, you won't survive without me." Camille looked at him calmly and replied, "I already have." Camille didn't leave in drama. She left in peace. She packed her things while Raymond was at work, left her keys on the counter, no long message, no tears, just a note. I finally chose me. She moved into a small apartment with a tiny kitchen. It was the happiest she had felt in years. Rising like bread in heat. Within 2 years, Camille's Comfort Cakes became Comfort and Crumbs Bakery, a warm little shop on a busy corner street. People lined up on weekends. Her story was featured in a local magazine. She hired 2 single moms who needed second chances. One afternoon, a man walked into her bakery wearing a suit she had once ironed. Raymond. He looked older, smaller somehow. "I didn't know you could do all this," he said quietly. Camille smiled politely. "I didn't know either," she replied. And that was the truth. Her real revenge. She didn't insult him, didn't remind him of the other woman, didn't ask why, because revenge wasn't the point anymore. Her peace was. As he left, he looked back at the full bakery, the laughing customers, the woman behind the counter glowing with purpose, and for the first time in his life, he saw her. But by then, she didn't need to be seen by him anymore.